Wester here, part 2, tuning in. Now I'm just turning the ignition on. I've got a battery down the bottom. I'm just going to try and start it. And you hear it just clicks and resets. Clicks and resets. So, so before you disconnect the main battery, you've got to turn the ignition on with the fob on you and then disconnect the battery. So I'm just going to hook up my load tester to the battery now, and I'm just going to run through the process of setting that up. This is a 315 CCA 20 amp hour battery, and I'll show you how to set that up with a tester. So you can see it's flashing on the left hand side. I'm just going to zoom in now. So it's a lead acid battery, that's the PB in behind. So we're just going to hit enter again, and we're going to go to CCA mode and match up the cranking to the same as on the battery, which is 315 there. So now testing. So let's have a look at the results here. The battery's bad. It says replace, and it's at 0.4%, or 4%, which is really bad. Its charge state's at 12.7, so you press the down arrow to go through these three options, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so I'm also now, I'm just going to disconnect this battery leads and everything and see what the difference is. As you can hear, I set the alarm off when I pulled the battery leads off. So to stop that happening, what you need to do is turn the key ignition on, and then remove the battery leads with it in the on position once the fob's activated it and deactivated the security system. Once you've done that, you can quite happily disconnect those leads. I'm just removing the battery here so that I can get further into the system, because I need to get the battery out and pull the battery case out as well, and then loosen off the ABS bolts. And now that those battery leads have been disconnected, I'm going to test the battery outright on its own with nothing connected. So hook our leads on, and I've already got it set up at 315, as you can see, and just test it just by, okay, so that's 7.5%, 0.75% now, so it's still as bad as it was. It's at 12.8, 100% charge it says, and 124 on the amp hours, I think, and it needs 315. So the next part of the equation, I'm going to basically try and clamp all of these leads together and try and jump straight from those leads, instead of in case there's a short in the battery, in a cell in the battery itself. So I'm just going to try and clamp those together. Later on you'll see that I've come up with a better idea and used a pair of vice grips on each one. if you are going to use the vice grips method, especially when you're dealing with the positive lead, make sure you do the same as what I've done, and that's put the vice grips inside the battery case, which you'll see a little bit later on. Okay, so we're just going to hook the leads onto the battery, onto the car battery, and this battery's been sitting for a little while, so I'm not too sure what the charge state is, so we'll see how we go. So it's all connected up, earth's on, and we'll try it again, see what happens. Same again, just clicking. And like magic, the battery's removed. And you can see I've got the vice grips on the electrical and negative and the positive. The positive is inside the battery tray to stop it from earthing out and causing a massive spark and everything getting welded up. So we're just going to try it again, directly onto the leads with them all clamped up with zero resistance with the vice grips to reduce the amount. So I'm just hooking straight onto those leads. I'm not worried about the earth one on the second one at the back. I'm actually earthing straight onto the engine there with the black lead. The vice grips is just holding the lead together for my power commander. Right, there you go. I'm just going to hook straight onto that and see what happens. Still no good. See, it's clicking and then resetting, clicking and then resetting. This is what it was doing. And then it came up with all sorts of engine faults, which I don't know whether they were there before, but I'm now going to break away from this video and we're going to do a little video on how to set up fault codes and find your fault codes and clear your fault codes. So unfortunately we haven't really been able to resolve this. I need to now go back to the drawing boards and see if I can come up with any more ideas. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to move over to this next video. As you can see on the screen now, I'm starting to work on the diagnostics part. So we'll get into that and then we'll come back to see if we can resolve this fault.